Hello everyone, welcome back to Josh Impact Insights, your weekly talk show about causes and effects. There are over 3 crore orphans in India, which is approximately 2.5% of the total population. India has a large number of NGOs looking after orphans as well as other children, but not many to look after the HIV positive kids because of social stigma attached to the disease, as well as the specialized care required in all stages of upbringing. In 2019, there were an estimated 80,000 children below 15 years of age living with HIV in the country. This is HIV infected data alone. If we also combine HIV affected orphans, those who are not positive themselves but whose parents died because of AIDS, then this is a much higher number. Children affected with AIDS or HIV are often forced into taking jobs at a young age to provide for their families, resulting in lower attendance at school or being forced to drop out of school completely. Our guest today, Captain Gurinder Virk, has been on a mission to provide not only survival but also helping these kids become self reliant. He has served in the Indian Army for 10 years and thereafter joined the corporate world. He was with Tata Infotech and Tata Consultancy Services for over 2 decades, and in 2010 established Raise Asha Ki Kiran with Rashmi Kuchal to help the community by starting homes for the HIV affected and infected children in Jaipur, Rajasthan. He is also winner of various awards including Bade Dilwala and Jewel of India Award. Sir, welcome to Josh Impact Insights. You were working with Tata before you decided to devote your full time for the kids. How did you come to this decision of starting a child home for the HIV positive kids?
Well, it was way back in 2010. Rashmi and I thought of starting this NGO. July 2010, we established our first home with 3 children. The idea of starting this came because we were visiting one government-sponsored orphanage where there was this child who we could make out was being refused admission.
Right.
And on our asking, we were told that the child was HIV and they couldn't take the child. And when we asked them as to where the child would go, they didn't have any firm answer. So that is when we decided to start a little study, and we found that in 2010 also, Rajasthan had approximately 3,700 HIV positive children. Nothing much being done for these children. A lot of corporates are doing a lot of work where awareness programs are concerned for AIDS and HIV. But for the children or for the adults, the people who have got this virus, nothing much is being done or was being done. So we decided that we would go and help these children who really needed help.
Agreed. There is so much social stigma attached to HIV. I'm sure you must have faced many challenges because of that.
The biggest difficulty or the challenge that we faced, people were not willing, or still people are not willing to give their houses for starting homes for HIV positive children. When you give advertisements in the newspapers and say that you want a house to start a home for the children, brokers and people they approach. But when you tell them that you are looking for a home where you're going to start a home for HIV positive children, people do not want to give, and then they back out giving some excuse or the other. Initially, people won't come to our house or homes also. Many people who wanted to donate something, they would come to the gate, leave the things at the gate and go. Over a period of time, because we were there and then people started seeing us, started interacting with us.
These kids really require special care and empathy. How did you take care of that?
We have a very special program. We started a very new thing in our home, an experiment that we did. You see, basically in our villages and all, the way the widows are treated is not very nice. And especially if that lady is HIV also, the treatment that is given up to them is not very nice because they have a feeling that she was the cause of their son dying or whatever. So when we got to know of this, what we decided that we would only employ HIV positive women, ladies, to look after these children because they would understand the pain of the child more because they've gone through it and they would give the best without that discrimination or anything. That stigma is not there. They are all the same. So it is a win-win situation for both. The lady gets a job, she's making money, she feels better and feels accepted in the society. The children also get caretakers or mothers, as we call them, who will not shy away from anything where the child is concerned.
Wow, that is so impressive. With kids taken good care at home, how do you make sure that they get a good education and become self reliant?
All the children at Race, they are going to private schools. So I want to give the children an education which actually helps them. And tomorrow when they leave Race and they go out, they can be on their own feet. Plus, we try and do each and every other thing that a normal child does in your and my home. We try and give them all kind of training. Like the first batch of children which went out, we had a boy who was good in commerce and all. He was doing well. He went to Pune and he still is working with one of the chartered accountancy companies there. He wanted to be a CA. He's doing that. Then in the next batch, we had 5 children whom we sent to a 5-star hotel in Jaipur for a diploma course in hotel management. One of our students, he wanted to be an electrician. So we sent him to an ITI where he did a 2-year diploma course. And today he's very nicely employed. And similarly, I would say that these children, kind courtesy, you people also, and Josh, they are doing really well and they are employed. Where the children are concerned, it is not only about education. We try and give them a chance to learn the other things also. Like we keep doing drama workshops. We did a filmmaking workshop, did a photography workshop for the children, cooking workshops, journalism. And I'm proud to say that my children are golfers also. So we try and look after their overall growth, personality development, I would say.
Great. I'm sure all these skills will help them go a long way. There is so much that needs to be done. What kind of support do you expect from the government and the corporates?
We do have some participation from the government where we are running these homes, but no corporate has come forward to be a part of this drive. You see, firstly, what I would say is the biggest expenditure for us after the salaries of the caretakers and the project people and the medical staff and the others is the rent. The rent is a very big expense. And if instead of being in these rented premises, we could have a permanent place for these children, that would be very nice for the children also, for the organization also, because where the organization is concerned, we would be able to save the rent that we are paying every month for these 2 homes. And where the children are concerned, they would have one permanent place to themselves, which they would call their own home. As of now, what happens is every 3 to 4 years, we have to search for a different home and then shift from one place to another. So it is not that every time we get a house which is close to the hospital, close to the school. So it becomes difficult for the children to travel. And then they lose a lot of time also. If they go by the school bus comes about 1 hour earlier and a lot of time, especially for the smaller children, the children who are 5 years, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, traveling so much, that is also a problem. And basically, when you have your own home, you can make it the way you want. In these rented premises, you have limitations. Fees for 50 plus children also works out to a very handsome amount. If there could be a school, a corporate who can come forward and sponsor the education of the children, that would be very nice. Or for that matter, if some pharmaceutical firm can say that all the medicines that are required in both the homes, where the ART drug is concerned, which is a medicine that these children have to have every day, that is given free of cost by the government. But where all the other medicines are concerned, we have to buy them from the market. Although the government gives free medicines in the government hospitals for a very special reason, I don't send the children to these hospitals because these children, they have weak immunity. And when you are not well, when you have any other ailment, your immunity tends to go further down. And when you go to these government hospitals, there are so many patients of various diseases. There's a big chance that the child can get one of those diseases also. And to save the children from all those diseases and the other things, I prefer to send my children hospitals nearby, the doctors nearby, and get the medicines from the market. So if somebody can come ahead, forward and say, okay, where the medicines requirement is concerned, we would take care of it. That'll be a wonderful gesture.
True. Any message you would like to share with the viewers?
Taking forward what we were discussing about the awareness and the other programs, I would say that the people do not realize where these children are. If we do not look after them and if we leave them, let us realize one thing. They are, I would like to say that they are ticking time bombs. They have to be taught. They have to be looked after. They have to be told the do's and the don'ts. Because if we have these people in the society and if they are not told, then the chances of this virus spreading through them is also immense. But if we tell them, teach them, and make them understand, we can really stop this to an extent by our work.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time and for these valuable insights. I am sure a lot of corporates and individuals will come forward to help the HIV positive kids and support them to build a great future.
Thank you, Tavishi, and thank you, Josh. I would like to say thank you to all the people who have been supporting us and would expect more and more people to join because it's a big work. Rajasthan alone today has about 5,000 odd children. I can't reach all the 5,000. But if I get support, yes, we will try to do it together and extend help to as many children as we can.